Welcome to Haute Pursuit, formerly the Fashion Masterclass. You might be saying, why the name change? Why not Fashion Masterclass anymore? Well, it's because I wrote a book, Haute Pursuit, a true tale of fashion, fortune, and fierce ambition in New York City. And this book, I was going to read a little bit from the book today, just a couple of paragraphs, nothing too long, but I wanted to read the introduction of the book. Kind of tells you what the book is going to be about. So the introduction starts, it's one of the world's most dynamic cultural epicenters where fashion rules and many of the hottest trends are born. A cutthroat place, it's home to a fiercely competitive industry that's dog eat dog, where intellectual property can barely be protected and naive designers can lose their names in a heartbeat. Welcome to New York City, my home and the place where I've made my fortune in fashion. Sinatra said it best when he sang, "If I can make it there, I can make it anywhere." And I did. Make no mistake though, it wasn't all lollipops and rainbows, far from it in fact. There was intense pressure and heavy personal hardship along the way, but looking back now, all that may have been fuel to my fire. With relentless effort, undying passion, laser focus, and a sprinkling of fairy dust luck, I persevered in my hot pursuit of reaching the top of my game. So that's part of the introduction of Haute Pursuit. I wrote this book. The book really started as a how-to book. The book was about how to start a fashion brand. And I started writing the book, and it started with my story. And then it kind of went into this like teaching moment. This professor, like the Professor Angela came out on the pages, and it was like a how-to book. And I had given it to a friend of mine, Antonio White, who's a 30-year marketer from Silicon Valley. I gave him the book. I wanted him to read it and give me his unbiased opinion. And he said, I loved it until Angela, the professor, appeared on the pages. Like, I loved hearing your story. He said, I don't want to know how to do it. I want to know how you did it. So I went back and I took away 2/3 of the book. And the book that I have today is the book that I wrote. And really what it is the book poured out of me. It is my story. It is my fashion journey. The book starts in 1970 when I was a kid, and takes us to December 2022. And it chronicles my whole career in New York City, in the garment industry, working my way up through the ranks, starting on the retail selling floor, store management, buying. I ended up, starting my own multi-line showroom, which I had for 10 years, called Times2 Showroom. Many of the trends that are happening today in fashion, the 90s, Redux, all that kind of stuff, those trends were founded and started at Times2 Showroom back in the 90s. And not a lot of people know that. I really want to tell that story because that is where the baby tees came from, the slip dresses, the floral California printed dress look came from, all the grunge that was happening, the broomstick ditzy prints, like that whole genre of fashion started at Times2 Showroom. So that's what's happening now. So I had that showroom for 10 years. And then in 1997, I started Alice and Trixie, which is my brand, which I had for 22 years, which we designed in New York City, manufactured as well, designed and manufactured in New York. So the book chronicles that whole journey, but it really is more than that. It's really taking you behind the scenes. It's like, almost imagine being a fly on the wall to everything that's going on, in the industry, behind closed doors, everything that's going on behind closed doors. That is what I share about in the book. A lot of people have said it's a fun read, getting so much information. So I'll just say the book definitely is for people that want to have a career in fashion, for sure. Like, hands down, for sure. Anybody that just, it's a guilty pleasure read for anybody that just loves fashion and wants to know, like, what happens in the industry? How are these decisions made? Why is, pink the new color? And why is Barbie so hot? Whatever, and what comes from that? And, how does fashion translate that? Or, where do designers find their trends? Or, what are the photo shoots like? What do people look for when they book models? Like, what are the brands looking for when they're booking a model? Like, things like that. It's even like models can gain information reading the book. So it's all behind the scenes, being a fly on the wall, become a fashion insider overnight. That's the promise of the book. And then also, it's, again, for enthusiasts, people who just want to know what's happening. It's for parents that want to have kids that want to be in fashion. If you have a son or a daughter or a niece or a nephew or a friend or a neighbor who wants to be in fashion, this book is perfect for them. And then also, even counselors that, kids that are coming going, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Well, maybe you want to be in fashion, and definitely, I would say it's a book about entrepreneurship. So people that want to be an entrepreneur, learning about, business is business. What I have found after 4 decades is that business is business is business. Whether you're selling a dress, whether you're selling a car, whether you're selling an online course, whether you're selling a consulting program, whether you're selling a house, there has to be a product, there has to be a consumer and a product market fit. That is first and foremost. But business is business is business. So anybody that wants to be in business, this book has many gems. So I wanted to share about that today. And that's it. The Haute Pursuit. Here it is. It's available on Amazon. So get the book.